Earlier this week, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates did announce the world's most exclusive club. It's made up of billionaires who promised to give away most of their fortunes to charity. Joining us now is Jason Franklin. He's an NYU professor who's also the executive director of Boulder Giving. That is a nonprofit funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And we note that, of course, because Mr. Buffett is also giving away a good part of his fortune to this very foundation.
Well, not to us, but to a wide variety of causes.
Melinda Gates
and to the
Foundation.
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
That's right. So with this pledge of giving, this is a statement of intent. There isn't necessarily a figure or amount that's required, right? It's a statement of intention. Tell me what this does, this giving pledge.
I mean, the giving pledge is quite an amazing result. I'm still amazed by the response, too. 6 weeks ago, Bill and Melinda Gates and Warren Buffett announced the Giving Pledge, challenging billionaires to give 50% or more of their assets to charity. And just 6 weeks later, 40 different billionaire families have. That's 1 out of 10 of the Forbes 400 as 1%. And it's amazing to think what that could do around the culture of giving and the expectation that those with wealth are responsible for giving back to their communities.
But there's no requirement in there that the money go towards specific charities or certain types. So the definition of charity is fairly broad here.
Yes, it's giving to charity. So it's giving to 501c3 organizations, but it could be giving to education, the environment, arts, health, the issues or the communities that each individual feels passionately about.
Now, this is a tremendous amount of money that we're talking about. It could make a tremendous difference. But how much of this is just sort of a one-off? I mean, there are some who say in the wake of this recession and in the light of higher tax rates expected to come that charitable giving is in danger. Is it?
I don't think so. I think we've seen a century of charitable giving. Certainly, tax rates have an implication both on how much to give, and as tax rates go up, in fact, there's an incentive to give more. But the people you're seeing giving in the Giving Pledge are giving far beyond tax implications. They're giving because of a desire to give back. It's also interesting, the Cygnus donor survey came out last month and said 72% of the 300,000 people they talked to were willing to give more if asked.
When you talk, and I had read in interviews with Warren Buffett that in so many of the people that they personally made calls to, the Gates and he himself, that he didn't name names, but he did say the question of taxes does come up on the phone with many, particularly the estate tax, you've got to think, with inherited wealth, since there's no estate tax this year, but there will be presumably next year. So it does in some ways raise the question of where that impacts. Do you see less giving by millionaires, but the billionaires hold in there? I mean, where is the money going to come from?
Well, I actually think, and our hope, the Boulder Giving's work is to try to inspire people to give more and to think about the potential of what they could give. And we've collected over 100 stories of people who aren't billionaires, people who are millionaires or even working in upper class, giving from their salaries at really significant levels. And we continue to see more and more interest in that question of how much is enough and how much can you give.
What has changed post-financial crisis about the nature of giving? Are people, I mean, beyond the idea of donating to charity, is it more focused in certain areas? Are people more deliberate with who they give to and when?
I think there's a rising interest in impact. How do you tell if your giving is actually having change, that you're not just giving for the gesture of doing so?
Perhaps more scrutiny of the financials of the organizations themselves?
Scrutiny of the financials, certainly, and also scrutiny of the work. Expecting that seeing your gift more as an investment than just as a charitable gift, that you're expecting to see results from the money you're putting into a nonprofit to help support its work.
How do you do that?
With difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, there's no SEC of charitable giving.
No, there isn't. There are a wide variety of groups like Charity Navigator, GiveWell, Universal Giving that attempt to gather information and share with potential donors the impact of different nonprofits. But it's also about getting involved in the nonprofits themselves. I think the best type of giving is where you really build a relationship with the organization, because you see the giving by being there.
Is there someone that you would like to see come out and make this pledge that will tilt the others towards joining Warren and Bill?
Yeah, I'd love to see 100% take up.
Well, we'll see. Thanks so much. Have a great Friday. All of you, we'll see you Monday.